The next installment of Angry Planet is coming up this Sunday. This time, George Karunas takes us out west. Here is a sneak peek. The full story on Angry Planet later this weekend on the Weather Network. Let's turn it over to Kevin. He's at the International Center as we focus on cottage living as well as winter activities. All right, now we know. Thank you so much, Kevin. Let's take a look at our weather. We do have a cold front, a trough coming through. Essentially what it does is it helps to bring in the potential of some showers. It's not going to be a lot in Toronto nor in Montreal, but Ottawa is set to see about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain as we head through Saturday with that cold front passing through. And this doesn't really bring down the temperatures that much, in fact. But what we have going on now as we head into next week is you'll see a new low pressure system moving in. There it is. And it's going to draw up a southerly flow. And with that, the temperatures will be on the rise. It'll feel like the 20s next week. Thank you, Chris. So Burlington tops that list. More top fives are available online at theweathernetwork.com in the video gallery. Let's go over to Kevin, though. Lots going on this weekend at the International Center, and it all relates to winter activities. Thank you very much, Kevin. So all the guys, you had their attention. The girls were looking at those mitts and wondering where they could get their hands on some of those. Okay, let's take a look at the cold front as it's going to be. Actually, you know what? We've analyzed this now as a trough that's coming through, and it's just because the temperatures don't really drop that much behind the cold front, regardless of whether it's a blue line or a dashed red line. It just means that we will see the potential of some showers moving through. Now in Ottawa, about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain versus Montreal and Toronto seeing far less. It's just the way that the computer models are analyzing it. It seems to put a bullet of rain over Ottawa in the valley there. A look ahead now to Sunday and through Monday. The system departs Atlantic Canada. Looking at Tuesday here, a humidex of 22, 18 with some scattered showers, and then the temperatures drop thereafter. It's physically taxing, no question. Angry Planet at 7 and 10 p.m. this Sunday, exclusively on the Weather Network. Let's turn it over to our weather now, and to do that, we'll check in. We'll talk weather in a moment. First, though, we're going to check in with Kevin because he always finds himself in some very interesting predicaments. Here's one. Not as many snakes or snapping turtles. I don't know. Is that a bad thing? Okay. I don't mean that. We don't want to see, of course, we don't want to see these species go away, but I'm not a big fan of snakes. Let's take a look at our weather now. I digress. The low pressure system is coming through. Actually, it's a cold front. It doesn't really bring down our temperatures all that much. We will see some showers with it in the Ottawa Valley. Probably see the highest totals of between 5 and 10 millimeters of rain. We've got our nor'easter. Our live coverage continues across Atlantic Canada. As the system moves away, then obviously things are going to improve weather-wise as the system moves away, but then the low-pressure system for us is going to draw in some warm air in advance of its impact. So it's feeling like 22 on Tuesday next week, but then following that up with some sunshine on Wednesday and temperatures dropping. Thank you as always, Jacqueline. Great stuff. And temperature-wise, weather-wise, we do see the temperatures warming into next week. I'll have full details in a moment. Let's turn it over to Kevin. He is having fun with big toys. Have a look. Oh, good fun for sure. Let's take a look actually at our weather conditions. Are we going to have any mud to deal with? No, not necessarily. System to come through, yes, but it draws up a southerly flow. It also increases the humidity. And for late October to have the kinds of temperatures I'm going to show you in a moment, it's pretty unusual. We might even break some records, but we'll see. For the time being, though, one feature we want to mention is this front that comes through. Doesn't bring down the temperatures all that much, but it does create some showers. For the GTA, about a millimeter. Ottawa, 5 to 10 millimeters. And Montreal will see about a millimeter of rain. So clearly the Ottawa Valley getting most of the accumulation from that. Now we jump ahead to Saturday evening and through Sunday. The low pressure system departs, draws up the temperature as well to 18, but the humidity. So it's going to feel like 22 in Toronto on Tuesday. Some sun, some late day showers are possible as the front passes, and then the temperatures drop thereafter. So even the overnight lows, look at that, an overnight low of 11 for the end of October and Friday of next week. This is Halloween now. 10 degrees at this point. And we're going to have, of course, lots of details on your Halloween forecast as we go through the weekend and the early part of next week, but so far it's going to be warm. The future, warmer temperatures. The past in the GTA, actually this week hasn't been all that bad temperature-wise, and we're going to start to see the temperatures climbing even further. It doesn't really conjure up images of snow or thinking of snowmobiling, but that's exactly what's happening in Mississauga. Here's Kevin. And we're going to be seeing values even higher than that next week. So what do we have going on? We have a cold front, and we've analyzed it as different things. On this map, we analyzed it as a cold front to keep things simple, but one could also argue that it's a little trough coming through. It will result in some showers, some rainfall in the Ottawa Valley of 5 to 10 millimeters. Why it's questionable that it's a cold front is because it's not that cold behind the cold front. It doesn't really bring down our temperatures all that much. If anything, we're looking at a low pressure system next week that's going to draw up the temperatures, more of a southerly flow. You'll see it developing here. And a bullet of rain headed our way as well. See the greens that are going to be coming through in that line? That's all associated with the cold front. So the timing of that will be Tuesday through Wednesday. See the drop in temperatures, but notice the humidex reading of 22. Next Friday is Halloween. Oh, Halloween already in the wheelhouse now, right, of our 7-day forecast. We'll give you some details on that. But let's turn it over to our...
Sorry, I was having too much fun with that.
No, you're having way too much fun. This is not so much fun when you've got this much rain.
This is the amount of rain as of this morning, and the numbers continue to come in because when you're driving up that Highway 99 stretch that they call the sea to sky portion of the highway, there are, and you've driven it, I've driven it, there are gates that are there that will go down in the event of rock or landslides, and they can happen with that amount of rain. We have 117 million, and still more to come. Another 30 to 45 millimeters is possible.
And even for Port Alberni to receive 140 millimeters of rain, so certainly looking at a very impactful storm. Today's a bit of a break for BC's southwest, but there's another round of weather coming in.
And this is what we're talking about with what will be very powerful low Ana, which has been coming across, and this has been the big story we've been talking about when it came across from Hawaii. But now, Halloween 7-day outlooks. Also very, very windy while it was happening, and it's going to continue windy today into tomorrow.
And then on the other coast in Vancouver,
Squamish at almost 120 millimeters of rain with another 30 to 40 millimeters to go. Howe Sound back into it again just outside Vancouver. Van yourself, you're in 15 to 30 millimeters, and even at that, it's not over yet.
And then you've got Ana out in the Pacific, and the remnants of that. I mean, it will not be reaching us as a tropical storm, but nevertheless, it's going to bring a lot of moisture to the southwest of BC by the early part of next week.
This is the track that it's been taking. As it continues along its way, it stays as a tropical storm. It'll eventually peter itself out. It'll be a very powerful, a powerful low by Monday. And it's going to be Monday overnight into Tuesday that it plows into the coast.
Let's talk about Halloween. Now it's in the wheelhouse, right, of the 7-day forecast. So you're planning your costumes, you're planning a look ahead. Vancouver, by next Friday, 11 degrees with rainfall expected.